Did you know that over 70% of people in relationships struggle with anxiety or overthinking? That's right, most of us worry, doubt, and overanalyze every little thing in our love lives. Whether it's wondering if your partner's text was genuine or questioning if you're truly loved, the cycle can be endless and exhausting. Here's the kicker: overthinking doesn't just affect your mental health, it can actually harm your relationship. Research shows that couples who overthink are more likely to experience conflict, misunderstandings, and even breakups. So why do we do this to ourselves? In this video, we'll explore how to break free from the grip of overthinking and bring peace back to your love life. From learning to embrace uncertainty to understanding the difference between real red flags and simple doubts, you'll discover practical strategies to reclaim control of your mind and your relationship. By the end, you'll feel empowered to stop second-guessing and start enjoying the love you deserve. Stick around, because the tools you'll learn here can transform your relationship and your happiness. Chapter 1: The Overthinking Trap. Why your mind won't let go. Overthinking often starts as a way to protect ourselves from making mistakes. You may feel like if you analyze every situation, you'll avoid getting hurt. But here's the problem: overthinking often leads to more stress, confusion, and misunderstandings. According to a study by the University of California, overthinkers are more likely to experience anxiety and depression. Overthinking doesn't help us make better decisions, it just keeps us stuck in a cycle of worry. The first step to breaking free from this cycle is to acknowledge when you're overthinking. Notice the patterns in your thoughts. Are you replaying the same conversation over and over? Are you reading into your partner's words or actions in ways that might not be true? Recognizing these moments is the key to moving forward. One strategy to stop overthinking is to practice thought stopping. This technique involves gently interrupting your mind when it starts spiraling. When you catch yourself thinking too much, say stop out loud or in your head. This simple action helps break the cycle. It's not about ignoring your feelings, but about giving your brain a pause. Another way to fight overthinking is to keep your thoughts grounded in the present. According to mindfulness expert John Kabat-Zinn, being in the moment is essential to reducing stress. When you focus on what's happening right now, rather than what might happen in the future, you begin to take control of your mind. Chapter 2: The Noise of Expectations. Are you listening to the right things? A big part of overthinking comes from the expectations we place on ourselves and our relationships. Society, social media, and even well-meaning friends and family can create unrealistic standards for what love should look like. Maybe you're comparing your relationship to someone else's or feeling pressure to fit into a mold of what a perfect relationship is supposed to be. Research from the University of Pennsylvania found that people who compare their relationships to others online are more likely to feel insecure and dissatisfied. We often let these external pressures fuel our overthinking. But here's the thing: no relationship is perfect, and no one has all the answers. If you constantly feel like you're not measuring up, it's easy to get caught in the cycle of doubt. The key is to tune out the noise and focus on what you and your partner need. Stop asking, "How do we compare to others?" and start asking, "Are we happy, and are we growing together?" One practical tip here is to set boundaries with your social media consumption. A study from the American Psychological Association found that the more time we spend on social media, the more likely we are to experience negative emotions like jealousy or insecurity. Consider taking a break from scrolling or mute accounts that make you feel less than good about your relationship. Another useful strategy is to shift your focus from perfection to progress. Think about how much you've grown together as a couple. Is your relationship healthier now than it was a few months ago? Reflecting on small wins can help you embrace the uniqueness of your own love story, instead of measuring it against someone else's highlight reel. Chapter 3: Silencing the Inner Critic. How to quiet your relationship doubts. Many of us have an inner critic that loves to overanalyze everything, especially in relationships. Did they mean it when they said that? Or what if they don't love me as much as I love them? The truth is, these doubts are usually just that, doubts, not reality. But when your inner critic is loud, it's hard to hear your partner's voice over the noise. One strategy to combat this is to practice self-compassion. According to Dr. Kristen Neff, a leading researcher in self-compassion, being kind to yourself during moments of doubt helps quiet the inner critic. Instead of beating yourself up for overthinking, acknowledge that it's okay to have moments of uncertainty. Everyone experiences them. Just don't let those moments control you. Another technique is to reframe your thoughts. When your mind starts to race with what if questions, challenge those thoughts with evidence from your relationship. Is there something your partner has done to show their love for you? When you actively look for signs of positivity, you begin to shift your focus from fear to trust. Remember, your mind can be a great storyteller, but it's not always telling the truth. Journaling is another powerful tool for quieting the inner critic. Writing down your thoughts allows you to process emotions in a safe space. A study by the University of California found that writing about your feelings can lower anxiety and improve your mental health. By journaling, you can separate the real issues from imagined ones and gain clarity on what's really bothering you. Finally, practicing gratitude can help shift your mindset. When you focus on the positive aspects of your relationship, you naturally push aside the doubts. Start each day by listing 3 things you're thankful for in your relationship. Over time, this habit can shift your perspective and reduce overthinking. If you're finding this helpful, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on the next chapters. Chapter 4, Embrace the Unknown, the Power of Letting Go of Control. Many of us overthink relationships because we crave control. We want to know exactly where things are headed, what each move means, and if everything is perfectly aligned. But the truth is, life and love rarely fits into a neat, predictable box. Studies show that the need for certainty and control can actually increase anxiety in relationships. A study from the University of Manchester found that people who try to control every aspect of their relationship tend to feel more anxious and dissatisfied. One of the most powerful ways to stop overthinking is to embrace the uncertainty that comes with love. Trusting that things will unfold naturally allows you to stop trying to predict every possible outcome. This is what psychologists call tolerating uncertainty. When you stop trying to control everything, you open yourself up to experiencing the relationship as it is, without the stress of constant worry. A great strategy for letting go of control is mindfulness. Mindfulness is about being fully present in the moment, without judgment or the need to control the situation. Research from Harvard Medical School shows that practicing mindfulness reduces stress and increases emotional regulation. Start by focusing on the simple moments with your partner, whether it's having a cup of coffee together or going for a walk. When you're present, the need for control melts away. Another helpful approach is to reframe uncertainty as an opportunity rather than a threat. Instead of thinking, "I don't know what will happen next," try thinking, "I can't wait to see where this journey takes us." This shift in perspective reduces anxiety and opens you up to new possibilities in your relationship. Finally, challenge yourself to let go of the need for answers. Overthinkers often feel the need to know every detail before making a decision. But love isn't about certainty. It's about growth, exploration, and trust. So instead of searching for certainty, focus on enjoying the process and letting your relationship evolve at its own pace. Chapter 5, Red Flags versus Signals, How to Differentiate Real Warnings from Paranoia. When you're prone to overthinking, it can be hard to tell the difference between a genuine red flag and something your mind has blown out of proportion. You might find yourself questioning your partner's every move or wondering if they're hiding something from you. However, learning to distinguish between real concerns and overthinking is crucial for maintaining a healthy relationship. According to a study published in Psychological Science, people who overthink are more likely to misinterpret ambiguous situations as negative. This is because their minds are wired to focus on potential threats, whether real or imagined. So, how can you tell the difference between real red flags and just your mind running wild? The first step is to slow down and breathe. When you feel that rush of anxiety, take a moment to pause. Ask yourself, is there any concrete evidence for my concern? Often, the answer is no. The next step is to check in with your partner. Communication is key. If something feels off, instead of overthinking it, talk to your partner openly and directly. A study from the University of Texas found that couples who communicate openly are more likely to build trust and reduce misunderstandings. It's also helpful to create a list of your personal deal breakers. What are the behaviors that are non-negotiable for you? Whether it's dishonesty, disrespect, or a lack of communication, Knowing your boundaries can help you differentiate between a true red flag and an ordinary mistake. If your partner's actions consistently cross these boundaries, that's a red flag. If it's just a momentary misstep, it may not be worth overanalyzing. Another way to reduce overthinking is to rely on your intuition. Overthinkers often ignore their gut feelings because they're distracted by their thoughts. But your instincts can be a powerful tool for navigating relationships. If something feels off, pay attention to that feeling and use it as a guide. Finally, focus on the bigger picture. If you're constantly obsessing over small issues, you may miss the larger, more important patterns. A relationship is about how you and your partner treat each other overall, not just in isolated moments. Look at the overall health of your relationship and evaluate whether your concerns are part of a larger pattern. If you're enjoying these strategies, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can keep learning how to stop overthinking and find real happiness in your relationships. Chapter 6: Rewriting Your Love Story, Transforming Overthinking into Empowerment. Overthinking can feel like a trap, but it doesn't have to define your relationship. By shifting your perspective, you can transform your anxious thoughts into empowering actions that nurture your relationship. The key is to reframe how you view love and relationships altogether. One of the most powerful strategies is to rewrite your inner narrative. Instead of thinking, "I'm always anxious and uncertain in relationships," try telling yourself, "I am learning to trust and enjoy my relationship without overthinking." The story you tell yourself has a direct impact on your emotions and behaviors. A study by Dr. Carol Dweck, a psychologist at Stanford University, shows that people with a growth mindset, those who believe they can improve and learn, are better able to manage anxiety and thrive in their relationships. Another important step is to practice self-love. Many overthinkers struggle with self-doubt, which makes them anxious in their relationships. But when you build a solid foundation of self-worth, you become less dependent on constant reassurance from your partner. Practice affirmations that remind you of your value and strengths. According to research from the University of California, practicing self-compassion can reduce negative self-talk and improve overall well-being. Mindfulness is also an essential tool for turning overthinking into empowerment. The more you practice staying present and grounded in the moment, the less you'll feel the need to worry about what might happen next. A study published in the Journal of Marital and Family Therapy found that mindfulness techniques significantly reduced relationship anxiety and enhanced satisfaction. Finally, take action. Overthinking often leads to paralysis, when you're so stuck in your head that you don't take any meaningful steps. Counteract this by taking small, confident actions in your relationship. Whether it's planning a date night or initiating a conversation, small steps show that you're not afraid of what's to come. When you start taking charge of your love life, the power shifts from anxiety to empowerment. Rewriting your love story is about reclaiming your happiness. You don't have to let overthinking control your relationship. With the right mindset, you can create a love story that's full of trust, growth, and joy. By embracing these strategies, you can stop overthinking and start enjoying the peace and happiness that come with a healthier, more fulfilling relationship. So take a deep breath and begin your journey to love without the anxiety.